We gonna do this.
There's no turning back now.
No turning back now.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Do we have anybody?
We do.
How many?
One right now.
Nice. I want to know who that one person. I appreciate
I
you.
think it's me.
Oh, okay. That's even worse. All right. Well, then this podcast is for you, buddy.
I love you guys.
I love you too, man. All right. Should we give him a minute? I know we started at 8. We'll start at 8:05, and we'll see if anything happens, if anybody joins.
Yeah, we got 5.
Oh, well, shit. Well,
Oh, we
there you
have
go.
5 now?
Yeah.
jumped
Oh,
up
give me
quick.
5.
Be 5. They all need to put their names in the comments.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Are we ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Okay, I think we're good. Here we go. Yeah. 3, 2. Welcome to the After Two Beers podcast. I'm Dutch Dalton, joined as always by Kimmy Kebler.
That's me.
If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, thank you so much for being here. Basically, what Gibbler and I do is we have a couple drinks, which we feel like pulls the filter off what we would typically say. And we assume the same for most people. And then we just talk about things that might be of interest or of value to you. The idea is basically we're hanging out in a bar.
Making each other laugh.
Yeah, exactly. We are your best friends that you didn't know you had. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Make sure you comment to the show, like the show, share the show. We would greatly appreciate that. On this week's show, I've got an update on how the U.S. Postal Service stole my childhood.
They just keep ramming you.
Man, I'm telling you, just changed my whole attitude about the government. It took this one instance. We have it.
And it's tax time.
Oh, yeah. We have a new segment called Am I the Karen?
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't hear about this yet.
Yeah, it's an exciting new thing where
Okay.
it's based on Reddit. If you don't follow Reddit, it's basically just a forum where you can pick all these subreddits and talk about whatever you want, literally anything. There's millions of different subreddits out there. If there is a subreddit about donkeys that love riding in hot air balloons and there's a club for it, there's at least 1,200 members right now of a subreddit.
Shut up.
That talk about what their donkey wears, what they enjoy, what color.
Trousers with suspenders.
Well, I mean, is there any other outfit?
Probably not.
But anyway, there's subreddits called "Am I the Asshole?" where people basically present the option of an experience. This is what I did. Am I the asshole?
Oh,
Yeah.
I might
And,
be the asshole.
Well, we've got 2 of those. We're going to start doing those. We've got Gibbler's Giblets, and then we've got news stories. We've got 4 tonight. First, there's one. You'll never guess where a drunk Florida man ends up. Where
Indiana.
He breaks into a place.
Oh. Breaks into a place?
Yes.
Not a jail.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
I've got the details of that. And an elementary school employee goes Billy Madison during a dodgeball game. I'm dead serious.
Is there video footage?
He was
Please tell
charged.
me.
He was charged with assault and battery, and I've got that story coming up too.
Okay.
There's probably so many people that really want to do this in real life.
Have you ever seen adult dodgeball?
Yes.
Like other than just the movie, but no.
Yeah.
Like I was actually in an adult dodgeball game over in Ohio
Yeah.
about 10 years ago,
Did
right?
you get blasted?
Oh my God, people are ruthless.
Imagine if they were doing it to 10-year-olds. I've got that story coming up. I want to make sure before we get started, we do our thank yous. First of all, thank you to our Patreon sponsors, Eric, Kevin, Mike, and Brad. We greatly appreciate you 4 gentlemen. If you'd like to help us out with the show, we'd greatly appreciate it. Basically, it's like our tip jar. It's what we use to keep the show going. All you've got to do is go to patreon.com/after2beers. That's the number 2. And you can subscribe for as little as $1 a month for this world-class entertainment.
Feed our needy beer fridge.
That's right. We I promise you, we go through more than $1 a night on this show. And but we greatly appreciate all of you that go to the page. Also, make sure you go to our webpage, after2beers.com. Again, that's the number 2. You can find links to our past social media pages, and we've interviewed like a fair number of celebrities or mid-level celebrities.
So I
anyway.
actually went back to the 2018 when we interviewed Nikki Glazer.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it had been that long ago.
we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the most steady relationship I've had outside of maybe 2.
Well.
Yeah, even when it gets me down, I feel like I gotta go back. And we obviously want to make sure we thank our buddy Kevin Shook here at East Studio and Global Media for allowing us to have this opportunities. It's really, really helpful to us, and we greatly appreciate it.
And also, thank the people that are watching live.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're watching this right now and you think, you know what, my family's going to be okay if they watch this, please share it. That would be a huge thing for us. Make sure you like our page if you haven't already done so, or follow our page. And any reviews and things you can give us is greatly appreciated. And lastly, before we get started, Richmond has gone through some challenging times, and yet again, I want to make sure that we thank our first responders for what they do for us, because just a little over a week ago, this town was ablaze, literally, with toxins, and these people stood in front of it and battled it back for days. And I think sometimes we take that shit for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you so much to them. All right. Without further ado, make sure you grab yourself a drink. It's your opportunity to hang out. Again, it's a night out for you. So hang out with us, grab a beer, grab a shot, grab an ice water, whatever you're into. I don't care. And hang out with us for the next 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, you're stuck with us.
Yeah. So thank you guys for jumping in. My first update is on the U.S. Postal Service. So if you haven't been watching, I'll catch you up to speed. 3 months ago, I sent some baseball cards in to get graded by a company that basically puts them in hard plastic, sends them back, and I can keep them forever. These are cards I had as a child. I guess you can call me a child. I was in my teens. So
We're still children, but whatever.
intellectually, I'm still a child. But I send these cards in, and they lose them. And it happens. Now, they lost them on site, which is a little bit more alarming. If it was like a semi that got picked up by a tornado and thrown across the state, I might be more understanding. But this was literally on site. They're like, oh, man, they just came up missing.
Oh, they fell out of a bucket.
Yeah. Well, for 3 months, I've been trying to get them to honor the insurance that I paid for, and they didn't want to pay me. They denied me twice. And I finally got notification a week ago on Friday. It was just Friday.
Okay.
That they approved it.
Oh, good.
Well, the check's in the mail, they said.
Oh, that bitch is lost. That thing's going to get lost in the mail.
I called the guy today, I swear, before I go live. I'm like, I want to make sure I have the most current, up-to-date information. And I shit you not, the guy says to me, well, I'm surprised it's not there already.
Oh, man.
I can't even make that up. In related news, the U.S. Postal Service raised the price of their stamps on Sunday. I swear I can't make that up either. They raised the first claps.
Claps.
They're mailing you STDs. The first class stamp is going from 60 cents to 63 cents. So,
just so you can get stuff lost.
Well, maybe they got to pay for my insurance.
Right?
It wasn't even that much money.
The only thing that I hope gets lost is like my check going to the taxes this week.
Why do you want that to get lost? You'll have penalties and all that kind of stuff.
It's their fault.
Their fault.
I've got
that
the
way.
registry. I did send it after all of your crap. I sent it certified, so I've got like the link, the all of the things.
I got to tell you this. I don't know how many people we got watching, and we're going to release players.
He's like, just butterfly it. It's fine.
Anthony Davis would be out for 3 years with that injury.
Oh, no kid. They're like, I picked a scab from a mosquito bite.
Oh, my gosh.
I need to skip this next game.
Oh, my God. I'd love to see some NBA players on the ice because those guys, they take, anyway. This is
They
a
like
sports
play
show.
with broken noses, the whole 9 yards.
The guy got up and blood's coming out of his face. You can go look at this. Basically what happened, the goalie goes down. There's a scrum for the puck. He dives in, and his face just goes right into the razor blades that are a skate, and it just cuts him. And 75 stitches later, and the only thing he cared about, Eric Keller's called him Mr. Glass. The only thing that they asked him in the interview afterwards, they said, what were you thinking? And he goes, did we score? He went back in a period
Badass.
later. Oh my God, that's amazing. Anyway, gotta love hockey players. All right, now we're gonna move on to our new segment. It's called "Am I the Karen?"
Am I the Karen?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
we got a fact here. AJ, Eric Ellers has provided a interesting fact on hockey.
Hockey hits, on average, 17% harder than football hits, even though hockey players are 20% smaller than football players.
Really?
Interesting.
Have you ever seen how fast people can go on skates, though?
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And they take off, and most of the times, like they don't even know what's coming. They're just by the boards and then just get pancaked. It's a man's sport.
crazy.
That's for sure. All right, here's where we go. Here's our first one. Am I the Karen? So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to read the submission that was provided by an individual to Reddit, and then we'll have a discussion, and hopefully we'll have some engagement from those that are watching.
How many do we have watching, by the way?
9.
All right.
9?
I'll read it off to you, and you take a look, and you let me know, is this person a Karen?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You follow me?
Ish.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. And this is per her. This is exactly what she wrote here. 2 weeks before Christmas, in a very large and busy craft store filled with elderly people, strollers, and the like, I'm shopping around when 2 10-ish-year-old girls are screeching and running up and down aisles at top speed. I say nothing initially because I assumed they were looking for their adults, and kids are kids. Which I call,
Okay.
all right. 5 minutes later, and a few aisles over, they're making another pass through the store. Employees are popping their heads out of aisles as they run down one of the main drags. One is wearing a pink boa that feathers are falling out onto the ground. With no adult in sight, I start to mentally count the number of walkers and canes I've seen and hoping no one falls and gets hurt.
Okay.
Okay. Suddenly, they're making another loop, and the loud, stern teacher voice I reserve for work on as needed basis comes out, and I say, "Stop running! There are elderly people, and someone is going to get hurt. Stop!" One girl slows down as the other takes off, and then I hear someone say, "Chill out, I'm with them." It was the mom. It's the mother who just came out from around the corner. She says she was chasing them and wanted to give her daughter a day of fun, that she's 11 going on 16, yada, yada. Okay. Is she the Karen for telling these kids that are running around the store to slow down?
No.
That's what most of the people said.
No.
I told AJ that, and she's
I
like,
would be the Karen because I'd trip them.
First of all, you wouldn't really trip
I
them.
wouldn't trip them.
But would you say anything, or would you just say it you would say it under your breath? I know you
I'd
would.
say it under my breath
You
because
wouldn't
I'm
say it
very
either.
non-confrontational.
It's funny because I was reading through this, and she says, I thought they were looking for adults and kids are kids. Well, first of all, no, you didn't. You already judge these kids in a way that you're like, fuck these kids. Am I right? You know
Yes,
that.
but
The second part that was interesting to me, she says, I start to mentally count the number of walkers and canes I've seen. How many people do you see at a store with walkers and canes? Honestly, on a regular basis. Where is she
she's
shopping?
saying it's like a craft store, so like Joanne Fabrics, I get it.
She's at a Hobby Lobby. This lady's describing a Hobby Lobby, in my opinion. And I was interested that she pointed out that she had pink boas and feathers. So
I think she was saying that like the feathers would fall and somebody could, oh my goodness, excuse me, like could slip and fall on one, or I don't know.
Ed De La Paz says Karen was a manager called. Now, I got to tell you, Ed, and this was the exciting part or not exciting. I don't even know why I use that word. Interesting part for me. Most of the comments on Reddit said that she was not a Karen.
I don't think she
And
was a
AJ
Karen.
said, and JP, both of them, they were like, yeah, screw those kids. There was a lot of people. It was interesting to me that so many people said she's not a Karen. My first thought's like, who made you the hall monitor? I mean, I
Nobody, but like, I don't know.
I know. You're not wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you, sis.
Sometimes you need some adult time, and when there's little people running around,
This one was
being loud
interesting
and
to
stuff,
me.
it's like, okay, enough.
All right, now here's one that I'm really interested to see because I feel like this could go multiple ways. All right.
Okay.
It already starts. I already feel like a Karen, but hear me out, please. I live in a neighborhood where a majority of the residents have to park on the street. I am one of them, so they don't have driveways. Okay. For days, a truck with a boat attached to it has been parked in front of my building. The truck is fine. The boat is the issue. A small SUV could fit in that space. It's been left there for days. The owner just moves it for street sweeping and whenever he wants to use the boat. Would I be the Karen if I left a note stating some frustration about the situation? I really don't want to be a NIMBY person, but this is straight maddening.
Kind of a Karen.
Yeah?
It's public street,
So they can just park wherever
unfortunately,
with the boat.
with a boat.
Yeah. You know what? I had a cousin that bought a
Like,
camper.
I didn't know if this was going like a Dr. Seuss route.
What? Was I going to start rhyming?
In a boat.
Oh, no. No, it's
With a goat.
Here's the thing. I have a cousin that bought a camper and they kept it in front of their house. So it wasn't even blocking other people's stuff. It was just a camper on the street.
And the city will tag it.
It was a neighbor that was like, hey, no campers on my street, buddy.
In like, if you are in an addition where there's an HOA, oh, it's a huge no-no.
Oh, this was
There's no
this was
campers,
on a-
no boats, no anything.
This was
But-
a street on Hagerstown, Indiana.
Okay.
And just like, no. And I'm not calling, I don't know. It seems petty in my opinion, but this happens a lot, especially here in the Midwest when people shovel
Yeah.
in front of their house and then they put the lawn chair that claims their spot. This is now my spot.
This is my spot. I shoveled that thing.
AJ, what
Yeah.
you got?
Hey, Eric Ellers is watching. He has a good point. He said they have boat storage.
Yeah, he does on the back of his trailer. I wonder if that's what he'll tell that lady. They do have boat storage. And that's the thing that's interesting to me, too. Like, if I lived on a street and I would feel bad if it was a crowded area. But I also
Right.
think if I'm going to get off work and I just want to go and hop in a boat and go fishing for a little bit, I don't want to have to keep it somewhere if it's in
Right.
front of my house. It's really one
Well,
of those
here and at the
things.
end of the day, they're putting their own boat at risk by having it on a public street anyway.
Well, my favorite remark, I kind of brainstormed this earlier with my buddy JP, old Josh Ponder there. And I asked Ponder, I go, what would you do? And he goes, well, and I thought it was brilliant. He says, just writing a note is kind of Karen. He goes, but I would mind fuck with them. And then it would be hilarious. I'm like, it would be.
He would park as close to them as possible and have somebody else park in front of the truck to where, like, there was no way for them to get out.
Right.
No, trust me, I know this guy.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
that's funny to me. I would just put something on there with not from who it was or anything. Just put, hope you enjoy your boat. Hope it doesn't sink next time.
Put like a poster board up leaning against the boat that looked like waves or something.
Oh no. I would buy an extra drain plug, act like, and just put it right there. That hopefully they wouldn't find it until they're just, I don't know. I say that. I wouldn't do anything. DJ Coach asked, is that a Bud Light? We are not boycotting Bud Lights. I don't know, man.
You don't want to drink a Bud Light, it's because you have good taste. In beer.
Oh,
in
my
beer.
God. It's still the number one selling alcohol in
It
the
is.
world.
Put stray cats in it to
Yeah.
live.
Andy Floyd, he goes, any laws for parking boats, trailers on public streets, and how long, blah, blah, blah. He went all technical and shit.
Yeah, he did.
It's a great question to ask.
It is.
But, so my question to you, if she writes a note and says, hey, man, hate for your boat to sink next time, but can you move it off the street? Is she the Karen? I need a vote.
I'm split.
Raise a hands
I'm
in
split
the
on it, man.
in the
I
studio.
really
There's
am.
3 of them in there. Raise your hands if she's a Karen. 1, 2, 1. 1 Karen. 1. Yeah, they're kind of iffy on it.
Yeah, I'm iffy on it, honestly, because, like,
Debbie says she is a Karen. Andy says don't hate the player, hate the game. I think he's referring to his extra long verbiage that he sent to us. I think she's kind of being a Karen.
It's about writing the note.
It depends on what the note says.
Yeah. But I feel like writing a note, she's being extremely passive aggressive, so she'll be a bigger a-hole in the note than she would be if she would just be like, hey man, is there another place that you could park this other than, blocking some of our parking?
Well, I can tell you this. This Am I the Karen is quickly becoming my favorite segment of this news. There's podcasts that all they do is just Am I the Asshole? And I see why they're more successful than we are. Because it's very interesting.
It's probably true.
Well. I had something really interesting to follow that up with, and then I just totally lost it. So apparently it wasn't that interesting.
No. You'll
Wasn't-
think of it.
It'll come to me. All right, Gibbler. Are you ready to... Do you like the Am I the Karen?
I do like the Karen,
So,
but I'm so split.
well, it's interesting. So on the first one, I think most people are siding with the fact that she's not a Karen. That, someone said in the Reddit that it takes a village.
It does take a village.
Yeah. But this is back in the day. When I grew up, I shit you not, I had a first grade teacher that made a kid sit on a paddle and said, if you act out again, you're not just going to sit on it. It's going to be hitting your ass. They didn't say ass, but
Essentially.
that's the generation I grew up in. They were allowed to paddle still.
Shit, I got whooped by the neighbors before I got home.
This was at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have a problem if somebody whipped my kids, though.
At the end of the day, some of the parents that would speak up against somebody getting on their kids are the ones that needed to have gotten on their kids a lot more.
Oh, that's where we're going with that one. I knew it was going to go there.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, this is interesting.
See, maybe
stuff.
I am a Karen. My gosh.
Well, no, just on that particular one. That's the whole point of this. And we all have our bugaboos, the stuff that drives us nuts. The things that are that send us over the edge.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it reminds me of this really kick-ass series that I'm watching right now on Netflix. We're about 7 episodes in. There's only 10 episodes. And it's called Beef. Beef.
Okay.
And it basically starts with the most normal road rage incident that happens. Somebody's backing out and somebody lays on the horn. And then it just snowballs. It snowballs. I just made it.
Snowballs.
Snowballs.
It's snowballs.
And the snowballs taste like snowballs. And it just continues to evolve. It's a really cool series. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. AJ and I binge watched 7 episodes in like one day. They're only half an hour long. I don't feel horrible about it. But anyway, it's basically this kind of concept of Am I the Karen, where you drop that note and then shit just goes.
And see, I don't know
goes.
that I would yell at somebody else's kid, but I probably would have been like, hey, buddy, maybe slow down. Something to that effect. But
I was playing Call of Duty one night with Ponder, and he jumped up from the game just to go yell at a neighbor's kid.
Well, that was excessive, and no.
I know, he's not a Karen. Most of the time. All right, here we go. Gibbler, are you ready for your giblets?
I'm ready. I've got so many because I've been accumulating over the last couple weeks.
You're hoarding.
I'm hoarding
You're
them.
hoarding giblets.
So I'm like, I don't know what ones
Let's
to
do
pick at this
let's
point.
do 5 or 10 of them.
5 to 10. All right. So let's start out with this one.
Okay.
All right. So 2 guys used their dead friend's ashes as fishing bait and caught the world's biggest carp. So I'm just letting you know that if I go first, you are allowed to use my ashes to go fishing with, but I don't know that you're going to get the world's biggest carp.
What would I catch?
I don't know. Probably a damn shark. I don't know. But I'm just saying that if I go first, you guys can use my ashes.
Oh,
But what a weird way to use your buddy's ashes.
who cares, right? At the end of the day,
exactly.
I think it's kind of cool because maybe they all like to fish together.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that they caught a junk fish with him, though.
We called carp crap.
Right? It's
We
not-
just changed the A and the R.
It's nothing
It
you-
is what it is. They're garbage, but yeah.
Oh, AJ, you got something to add?
Hey, Eric Ellers wants to know if you'll get crabs.
Crabs?
It'd be the first time ever, so you might as well fish for them.
You know, honestly, that's an STD. Here's a fun fact for you. In my brain, I have ADD, so here you go. For the viewers or listeners to the podcast, that is the one STD that is almost like got rid of itself because so many people shave their cha-chas.
Their region. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I guarantee that.
it's true. It's very true.
You can't get them stuck if you have no carpet.
Yeah, that's right. I could get him a goatee. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Ew.
It would, yeah. I'm sorry.
Ew. Get them in your butthole here.
Oh, she went there.
I'm gross.
Let's be straight up.
Okay.
Is there anything in your life that annoys you more than, like, let's say you're driving down the road and it doesn't matter. You're driving down the road and your butthole just starts to itch. You've never had that happen?
Not really.
Yo, shut up. It has happened for sure. And I'm telling you, you look.
Like, what do you do? Just start squirming?
Oh, man, you're just twerking in your car seat there just to try to. If you've never had that happen.
People looking at you driving by and you're like,
Oh, they're like, oh, man, he's chafing.
he's got the hemorrhoids. He's got them hemorrhoids.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's start with the giblets.
All right, have another one. So, you've heard of William Shakespeare. I mean, most people have.
He's pretty good, Bill.
Yeah.
Billy.
So, South African scientists detected traces of cannabis on pipes found in William Shakespeare's garden.
Yeah, he was an avid pot smoker.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's 420. Make sure tonight you put out a soft taco and some zigzags for Snoop Dogg as he comes.
And Willie Nelson is Elf.
Oh, man.
man.
You think Richmond had a lot of smoke? All right.
All right. Yep. I had to do that in honor.
Yeah, Bill Shakespeare. He was a pothead.
Bill Shakespeare was a pothead.
Yeah.
So now it's becoming springtime, and it gets those little flying critters out of the going, and you know what I'm talking about.
Mosquitoes?
Yep.
Yeah.
So did you know that playing the electronic song? Here we go. Listen to it.
Oh, Skrillex.
Skrillex, Scary Monsters, and Nice Sprites reduces mosquito bites and also hinders their ability to mate.
Yeah. That works in humans, too. This isn't a song you put on when you're trying to make moves in the bedroom.
We're like, oh gosh,
They're like, are you want to
my
get
sperm
laid?
count just went down.
Or are you
Whatever.
scratching your butthole? What are you doing over there? Oh, Skrillex. But it works on mosquitoes, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It would almost be worth it to put it on.
You know what it is? It's probably people run away and the mosquitoes don't smell all of it. And there's less opportunity for you to get bit.
It's probably the people that think that they're dancing to this kind of music.
Oh, man.
They're gyrating too much and just running off the skeeters.
I don't know why mosquitoes don't like that.
Maybe.
It sounds like one of those electric light things. Why don't we have those anymore?
The bug zappers?
Oh my God, I used to love a bug zapper.
We have one.
Oh, and I lived, my cousins,
awesome.
They grew out in the country. Like, I grew up in the country with my dad's side of the family, right? Great people. Well, most of them are good people. And we had a bug zapper. They had a bug zapper. They burned their garbage. I mean, it's that kind of deal, right? Where you just have a 55-gallon drum with some holes in the bottom of it. And you
that's
don't,
that.
you burn garbage.
You just don't cook your hot dog over it.
No. I mean, you wouldn't want it in the middle of your town in a residential area where you would burn a bunch of trash. But this was, it's a big trash. But anyway, at said cousin's house, they had a bug zapper. And I love animals, but there's nothing more exciting than watching that thing light up all of a sudden.
Sitting around drinking a beer, watching. It's almost as fun as talking your cousin into touching the electric fence at the farm.
I'm telling you right now, I had friends that grabbed the bug zapper and formed a line at my buddy Brian Hill's house. And the person at the end, the current stops with them and shocks the shit out of them.
Shut up.
Oh my God. It's
the bug zapper or the
Yeah.
fence?
No, the bug zapper.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically the same concept. You're just at that point you become a current, and then at the end of the current, you need to be grounded.
I just want a picture of all 10 of you boys holding hands, holding on to a bug zapper. Honestly,
Nothing says science. My favorite is when a giant bug would hit in there, and you're like, "Oh man, I don't know. It might be a baby bird as long as that one cooks." Go grab some bread. We gonna have a sandwich.
Oh, we do need to get out the bug zapper. That's for sure. But I'm not holding on to it, and I'm not making a current.
Only our generation can come up with a cooler way to kill flies. Ponder
They
has a
have.
gun that
Have you
shoots
seen-
salt.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, well, how can we kill bugs and also play Call of Duty?
Well, you've seen the paddles now that they came out with. It looks like a
Oh,
tennis racket, and it
yes.
kills bugs. It's got like the same type of concept where it's just gonna fry them, and it's like, zzz.
Yeah. Most people you know that are using on each other, though.
Oh, they're paddling each other's butt with
Oh
it.
my God. Whatever you guys are into. What's your safe word?
Meatloaf.
Oh.
I'll do anything but love, but I won't do that.
Oh, man. I feel like that could make a real quick softie, just yelling meatloaf. Anyway.
Okay. Are we ready for another one?
Why aren't we more popular?
I don't know.
This stuff is great.
If you guys are enjoying this, share it with your friends.
Yeah. All right. How many of you done? 1? 2. I'm just kidding.
Same amount of beers you've had. All right. Speaking of lots of beers, the world record for the longest pee is 508 seconds. That's almost 8.5 minutes.
How do you know to time that?
I mean, you know that everybody has seen the oh gosh, my brain just went bleh.
It's like I'm a
the-
Gen Xer.
What's the movie that Yahweh?
Austin Powers.
Yes, where he has the very long pee.
I'm thinking of Booger. Or
yes.
Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But no, so here's in comparison.
Adam
So,
Sandler had an album with the greatest pee on it.
did he really?
Yeah, it's great. It's honestly,
Man.
you know, I watched that thing or listened to that album when I was in high school, and it was funnier shit to me then. But I think if I listened to it as a 45-year-old,
Was it the one that had the
shake
piece
my
of
head.
shit car on it?
No, that was like the next album. This
Okay.
one was like, I am not kidding you. Like, take a shampoo bottle and pull it in and out of my ass at a medium pace.
What?
I'm dead serious. That's
That's a
Adam
song?
Sandler. That was that was the whole
Okay.
thing. The whole thing. This guy that just won, he just won an award, like as one of the funniest comedians of all time. And the song was called Medium Pace. It was pulling in and out of the medium pace. They had a whole skit about a fat guy walking up steps that set off a fire alarm. They wasn't a fire alarm. It was just his wheezing, and people thought it was a fire alarm, and fire trucks showed up. If you get a chance, I think the stuff's
Apparently
on
we need to listen to
Spotify.
this.
Yeah, you go back and listen to some classic Adam Sandler CDs. Mark Twain. The guy just won the Mark Twain Award.
I
I'll
have
say
no idea
this.
what the Mark Twain Award is.
Well,
I may be dumb for that, but
it's the
yeah.
highest honor you can get as a comedian, and nothing that we'll ever get.
No.
But you know what? You watched it, and that guy is so gracious. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
has made billions of dollars and successfully shared it with a lot of his close friends. So he's a good dude. All right. Aaron Naylor says, what kind of music are you listening? There wasn't music. It was Adam Sandler. This was the opera man.
Opera Man. Saturday Night Live, the red hooded sweatshirt.
You know, he's like, I got my arm in my sleeve. Give me some candy. That guy.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's what I'm here for. All right.
Okay. So, in comparison to an 8.5 minute pee,
That's a good pee.
right?
Somebody's like, hey, man, grab your clock real quick. I think this is going to be a good one.
Right? But apparently, almost all mammals take the same amount of time to pee. They call it the universal law of urination, as scientists call it. It says that an African elephant will empty its 42-gallon bladder in nearly the same time that a Great Dane will empty the 0.4 gallon bladder, and it's around 21 seconds.
I got to tell you something that women may not know about men. And I'm about to let you in on something that's groundbreaking. All right? The one part about taking a really long, forceful pee is if someone has left a ringer around the toilet.
You're going to try to aim it all the way
Oh,
around.
my God. It is like trying to blow a balloon up in a clown's mouth. We are going to try to power scrub that thing clean. I feel like an elephant with a 45-gallon tank could blow some porcelain off.
I have a feeling it could put some fires out. Like, can you imagine the force of that much pee in 21 seconds?
That's a lot of pee.
That's a lot. That's a lot of pee.
Imagine the hose he's working with.
Oh my gosh. But no, speaking of that, where you were talking about the ring around there, there's actually, they did like a study, and there was
There's
a
a
urinal
study?
company. No, there was a urinal company, and they would put, it would be like printed in the urinal, it looked like a fly. And it was so that people would aim there, and it would cause them to not, like, it was in like the perfect, it was like the perfect spot to hit, that it would not cause pee to go outside of the
R.
urinal.
Kelly.
R. Kelly has entered the chat.
Yeah, if R. Kelly's watching this right now, he's rubbing one out. Was it a young fly? All right, what's your next one?
Okay, let's see.
I don't know why we don't have sponsors.
I don't either. I feel like we've talked about this one before, but like we've done so many episodes that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, we're up to almost 150
Right.
that we've actually released. I bet you we're close to 200 total from the very beginning.
From the dirty archives.
Oh my God!
The beginning archives.
I think the Honeymooners made it one season. I mean, people still talk about that show.
They were more popular than us.
Well, yeah, we're more
whatever.
entertaining.
I
Anyway,
know.
go ahead.
Okay, so in honor of their famous secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, KFC's Twitter account only follows the 5 Spice Girls and 6 different guys named Herb. When a Twitter user noticed this and called it out, KFC sent him a painting of himself holding a drumstick and getting a piggyback ride from Colonel Sanders. Like, you have to see this picture.
I'm not, it is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I always think of the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer. It's
Gosh, I
Mike
remember
Myers.
it.
And the dad was always talking about the 11 herbs and spices. And you got to watch it.
I guess, because I don't remember it.
Oh, it really wasn't that good, but there was parts of it. The dad was great, which was played by him. Yeah, anyway.
All right.
All right, what's another one? Let's do one more. It's already 45 minutes in.
Okay.
It's my fault.
Okay.
I haven't had Adderall in years.
Right. Okay, so...
It was prescribed.
Oh, gosh. I have to pick one more. All right.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Urban Outfitters used to sell a board game called Ghettopoly with bonus cards that read, "You got your whole neighborhood addicted to crack. Collect $50 from each player."
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I
This might be
love
the
it.
one Monopoly game that you and I would not fight over.
Oh, I love it. It like you landed on a syringe. Go back to the hospital.
Right? But no, not only the bonus cards were called Ghetto Stash. Oh. I don't know. Like, I feel like that would be a game that we would not flip tables and have
It's
screaming shout about.
Yeah, you know, it's if you're watching the show, I greatly appreciate it. I'm not sure how many we have watching with us right now, but or if you listen to the podcast, it's it is common knowledge that Gibbler and I we almost got into it. This was pre-kid, so this was 20 years ago, and Gibbler was losing.
Hey,
And,
why was I losing?
Because you weren't very good at it. I don't know.
No. I was winning, and so then you started, like, you guys all started cheating and like teaming up against me.
You know, see, it's getting ready to happen
Anyway.
right now.
Anyway, I'm gonna flip this table.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
We suddenly have 80 viewers.
I'll be honest with you. If you can flip
Shot
this
from the top
table,
rope.
I would be impressed. This thing's heavier than hell. If we ever have a tornado, I'm coming under this table.
This is a very sturdy table.
All right. Are you doing okay? Ladder
doing
wise?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Let's just keep going.
I'm good.
You want to do it? You ready to jump into some
Yeah,
news?
I mean, I can probably go for a 2-minute pee after this.
let's
but
do.
no.
I'll tell you what.
I'm kidding. I'm
Well,
kidding.
no,
I don't really
we-
need to go.
What's your beer situation like?
I'm actually good.
All right.
What's your beer situation like?
I've got one. I could probably use another, but we got time. All right. Let's do our news.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right, here's our first news story. This comes to us from Philadelphia. Police are investigating after someone broke into a trailer containing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of dimes in Northeast Philadelphia. The discovery was made around 6 a.m. last Thursday in a Walmart parking lot on the 4300 block of Byberry Road. Police on the scene say an estimated, listen to this is crazy, 2 million dimes worth $200,000 were stolen. And that's an increase from the early estimate of 1 million dimes. This is a picture that, if you're watching live, you can see the picture of it if we throw it back up there. And they said dimes were scattered from the parking lot into the Woodhaven Road. A total of $750,000 worth of dimes were in the truck, police said. Action News has learned that the truck driver had picked up the dimes from a Philadelphia mint on Wednesday, but then went home to get some sleep before a long drive to Florida.
He's got to be prepared for Florida.
Right? Well, you know. According to the Philadelphia police, he said this is a common practice to pick up a load, go into Florida, and go home for the night to get some sleep and get on the road in the morning. The truck driver parked the big rig in the, I love they wrote big rig. It's so country song. In the Walmart parking lot. When he came back Thursday morning, he found the trailer door was open. Oh, man.
wow.
They were trying to cross-load the dimes into other things. There are dimes all over the parking lot, the policeman said. Police say cargo thefts have been an ongoing issue, both in the Northeast and South Philadelphia, with all kinds of goods stolen. Because we've had lamb, chicken, TV, refrigerators, etc., alcohol. He goes, there are cameras in the parking lot, and investigators are working on a suspect description. One bystander wondered what the thieves were doing with all those coins. I looked this up because I was curious. How
Like,
much?
I figured that they would just transfer, like, oh, well, there's one semi full of dimes, there's one semi full of quarters. That's how they do it. I would think
There-
that it would just be.
There was 750,000, which is 7.5 million dimes that were in the back of this truck.
That's a lot of dimes.
And these guys somehow knew that it was in there. It sounds like an inside job to me.
Right?
I'm not saying that the truck driver is on it, so I don't
I
want
mean, if the guy had tied one on the night before, he was like, dude, you'd never believe what's in the back of my semi.
But it was 10,000 pounds of dimes when you weigh it out. And I was telling AJ, like, what the hell is the whole, like, how are you going to, like, turn these in?
Right. Go state to state.
Did they go inside the Walmart and use the
Coinstar.
Coinstar? That's actually genius.
Oh,
They
man.
did. They were able to get 4 dozen eggs
Jeez.
and a roll of toilet paper. And they still had to show the receipt when they left. That's a
They
lot
had
of
to leave
dimes.
behind the bacon.
10,000 pounds of dimes.
That's a lot of.
What do you put them in? Like the back of your truck? You just drive around with a
Like
bunch
they
of dimes?
probably went into Walmart. Like you can see the trash cans.
Look at them everywhere.
Like I feel like those trash cans are not what those were in the truck. I feel like those trash cans were bought at Walmart and they went out there to try to like scoop them up.
Can you imagine what a 50-gallon plastic trash can weighs that's loaded down with nothing
dimes?
but dimes?
No.
That's why they're still laying there. I'm impressed that there's still money there the next morning.
Right.
I'd have called every friend I had. Really, this is the coolest Easter ever. All right.
They're probably at the the rental store getting a backhoe or something.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Skid
All right,
loader.
here's our second story. It comes to us from Eugene, Oregon. This happened last week. This is a perfect example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. A man, for me, not for the people here. A man reportedly threw roughly $200,000 in cash out of a speeding car onto the interstate in Eugene, Oregon on April 12th. People are still searching the sides of the highway, hoping to find more of the money. I think if
So
you...
did he do it on purpose?
Yes. He was...
He was just making it rain on him, hopes.
Yeah, he's Oregon State Police Lieutenant Jim Andrews said anyone who stopped on the scene did a pretty good job of cleaning it up. If you tell people that you would pay them to pick up the side of the road, the trash, then we'd have amazingly clean interstates. Andrews said the money belonged to a 38-year-old Colin Davis McCarthy and his family. Andrews said McCarthy drained the family's shared bank account in cash and then it fly along the freeway. Andrews said there is little that the police can do for the family because it is a shared account with McCarthy's name on it. Think about that. Like, you have $200,000 in the bank and your family member goes and takes it just to drive down the interstate and just make it rain.
Well, nobody's real smart in this because, like, that guy is a liability. Why did you have him on that account?
Oh my God. This has got to be a mental condition here, but he's not facing charges, the trooper said, while wearing new
littering?
jewelry. Troopers considered charging him with disorderly conduct or reckless endangering, but ultimately chose not to. I'm sure those guys had a good dinner that night.
Yeah.
Troopers said McCarthy told him he did it was because he was doing well and wanted to share the money with others. The family said, although the chances are slim, they're asking anyone who found any of the cash to return it to the Oregon State Police because that money is very much needed by the family.
Surprisingly, the state police had that area barricaded off.
Oh my gosh. $200,000 and you're just watching somebody drive down the road on the television throwing your money out.
I want to know how many wrecks it caused. Be like,
That's basically called getting married and then divorced. He did. Yeah. All right, you ready for our third story? Here's where these two next stories are off the charts.
okay.
All right, here we go. An employee from Carriage Hills Elementary has been charged with misdemeanor assault and battery after being accused of hitting a child with a dodgeball. According to court documents, a student went to the principal at Carriage Hills after the man allegedly hit them 3 times. Once in the back, once in the leg, and once in the face.
In the face.
Which knocked their glasses off. This guy beat the shit out of this kid with a dodgeball.
Like, I wonder if this kid just had it coming.
The student told police they had thrown a dodgeball while playing a game, which bounced off another student and hit the employee. The employee then allegedly got mad, which led to the student getting hit with the ball. The student went to the principal and told her what happened. Several kids also told the principal the same story. This is like the guy finally snapped and he's in the face.
In the face.
When he was interviewed by police, the employee said he was sitting in the class and the student threw the ball at him and another teacher and wouldn't apologize for it. He said he hit the student with the ball and asked him if he would apologize for doing that, and the kid said yes. He told the kid that was how he and the other teacher felt, and the employee was released on a $1,000 bond and has a court date set for May 10th. This guy,
make sure
he got hit with the ball and then literally just beat the hell out of this kid. I want to see the video
I'm
of it.
picturing this guy looking like in...
Okay.
like the bus driver in Billy Madison.
Oh, Chris Farley?
Kids, I swear I'm gonna... Just snap. Just start throwing the damn ball.
Oh, man, I give it to this guy. This guy does what everybody's like sitting there wanting to do, but they don't have the balls. Like that
Right.
lady, Am I the Karen? She'd have blasted the shit out of those 2 little girls. They'd
Hit
have
him
made,
right in that feather boa.
she'd have made the feathers fly. All right. All right. Here's our fourth and final story for the night. And we appreciate you hanging on. 55 minutes in. We're almost a full hour show with no commercials.
Right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. CNN got shit on us. And
Better than a wrench.
right. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. All right, here's our fourth and final story, and thank God it came from Florida, so you know it's going to be
Yeah, it is.
good. A drunk man in Florida. That's you know a good story is starting when it all starts.
Grab your
with,
beer for
man,
this one.
Was able to break into the Naples Police Department headquarters.
Oh, in Naples.
Yeah, it's a nice part of the state. Take a shower, wander hallways clad in only a towel, defecate on the floor of the women's bathroom.
Before or after the shower, because that would just piss you off.
That does piss you off.
The old post shower
Oh
poo.
man! And then let's be straight up. Like you got to get dry. You ever be in the shower and then you
And get the bubble gut.
wet and you're like,
And you're like,
man,
I at least need to rinse off.
I got to get it dried real well. Otherwise, I got toilet paper. Just
Or
know.
you slide off the toilet seat. Woo!
Right. The only reason a toilet should have a seatbelt is if you ever have to get out while you're still wet. All right. He took a shit on the woman's floor, took a bulletproof vest and a uniform, threw a police radio in the toilet because why not? And then walk out undetected
Wearing nothing but a bulletproof vest.
and a towel. Joseph Moulton, 36, walked around the police building for about 40 minutes on Saturday. This was 2 weeks ago, before leaving unnoticed. Naples Police Department Lieutenant Brian McKinn tells Inside Edition Digital. The area where Moulton allegedly roamed is unstaffed during evening hours, McKinn says. Dispatchers and others in the different parts of the headquarters didn't hear or see anything. Moulton was charged with felony counts of burglary and grand theft. He was later released on $30,000 bail, according to the online court records. It's so funny
How
to me.
did he get in? Like, I don't understand.
The man allegedly jumped a fence and then hid in a beach patrol car where he accidentally left his wallet. That's how he got caught. Oh, you poor bastard. After seeing people exit the building, he hid in the bushes and then took an outside garden hose and shoved it under a door and turned on the water, flooding a corridor with at least an inch of water. This guy is just like, do you remember the Problem
he's
Child?
brilliant when he's drinking, apparently.
My God. Next, he allegedly breached a security door, entered the offices of several command officers, went into the men's locker room and took a shower. He proceeded to walk the halls of the police department in a towel. After that, he defecated on the floor of the women's bathroom, dumped a police... They used the word dumped after he defecated. Dumped a police radio into a toilet, rendering it useless, stole police clothing and a hat, and walked out the door of the East Side building. The suspect left the department at 12:39 a.m. What's this say about your police department that someone can so easily break in, shit on your floor, take a shower, walk around in towel, throw down one of your radios, grab a bulletproof vest, and just walk out? AJ's got 14 Ring cameras around our house.
Right?
A mouse can't take a shit in our
I was
garage
gonna
and we don't know
say,
about
a
it.
cat knocked my daggone blink off. A squirrel knocks my blink off.
The suspect left the department at 12:39. An officer entered the station at 2 a.m., realized something was amiss when he found his gym bag on a table in the break room. I bet that guy's like, shit, I knew I should have been here the whole time. I knew I shouldn't have left. Officers later found Moulton's wallet in the patrol car and began to search for him. Earlier, a clerk at 7-Eleven. Oh, this gets even better. This needs to be a movie, just this guy's night. Right? Like what he went through.
It'll be like the preview to Cocaine Bear.
A clerk at a 7-Eleven store next door. Next door. The guy didn't even try to run. He's like, I don't have my wallet. I can't go anywhere. Called to report a man acting suspiciously while wearing law enforcement clothing.
He had the whole uniform on.
They went to investigate about 1 a.m. and found nothing. At 6:05, they took Moulton into custody. Officers and detectives are to be commended for their thorough investigation.
Thorough investigation.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget got in and took your guys' clothing. I wonder if he had to have his. I wonder if his mugshot had him in like police uniform.
I'm picturing him like, what more damage I'm going to shit on the floor.
This guy's brilliant enough to break into a jail, but not brilliant enough to go, oh shit, where's my wallet?
In fairness to that dude, I lose my wallet 12 times a day in my own house. Like, it's not good.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it's not good.
Drunk man in Indiana
Right.
loses wallet in own house.
Oh, man. I promise you this. I don't shit on any floor.
No, not even on accident.
Not even on accident. But I'd love to have a bulletproof jacket. I don't even know why. I don't know.
Just in case.
Bottle rocket fights or something. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate you greatly, everyone that stuck around to the Tonight Show. We kind of went off the rails a little bit, but that's really what the show is supposed to be about. We did the show last week. It was a little bit more serious about the fire that took place here in Richmond, and I got to tell you, as much as I make fun of the city at times, it's just in fun. It's tongue in cheek. I love this community, absolutely. And the resilience that this community shows during times of adversity is absolutely powerful. You know, in the last 5 months, we've lost an officer on duty that was a young woman that was just beginning her life. And we have this fire that put, literally probably tens of thousands, if you count Ohio, of people into danger. And people continue to come out and support these individuals. I'm lucky enough to work for Brewer Broadcasting here locally at 1017 The Point. And I was able to sit out at a flatbed trailer that we use to collect items for people. And I was amazed at the different people that walked up to donate. There was a young guy, and it struck me that, he didn't look like he came from the best of means. And I don't mean any of that in a negative way, but he walks up and he hands us a package of baby diapers. And I'm blown away by the generosity of people when people are in a time of struggle. And the other thing that I was really so excited, I don't even know why, but when I first got there was like a huge stack of dog food. And it's all these people that think about the animals at the same time. So I love this community, and I do everything that I want to make sure that we're successful in growing this community together. Much love to John Bodorf and Black Dog Printing. They put together a fundraiser that raised over $2,000 for the local fire department. And so there's a guy that proves that, you can have fun in life, but when it comes to really taking care of people, you can still step up and do some amazing things. So I just wanted to say that. It's kind of for 55 minutes, we've been talking about shitting on floors and whether or not somebody's a Karen. But I just wanted to say I appreciate all of you a great deal. I also appreciate everyone that continues to tune into the show, listens to the show. I occasionally get messages, Gibbler does as well, of people saying that they appreciate what we're doing. And I can't tell you how much it means to me when I hear those kinds of things, because at times I'm like, I don't even know if we should keep doing this thing. And then I get comments like that, and it kind of really keeps me moving. So thank you all so much for that. Make sure you put out your zigzags and your soft taco or Doritos or whatever for Snoop and Willie tonight. You want to make sure that you're blessed in the morning with an Easter basket of greenery, I guess.
If you put out brownies, they may turn into different types of brownies by morning. You don't know.
Oh, man. Anyway, Gibbler, we say it at the end of every show, and it is the most important thing we say at the end of every show. I also say it on my radio show. Just a small plug here. Make sure you go to 1017thepoint.com. You can download our app, and you can listen to me every weekend on Saturdays from 9 to 2 and Sundays 2 to 7. That should get me a raise.
And bless your heart, you only have to listen to me on this.
But in all seriousness, just like what we're going through right now in Richmond, it happens everywhere. If you see someone that you think is struggling, they probably are, just reach out to them and tell them you appreciate them. Tell them you love them. Just ask them how their day was. you'd be surprised how something so small might mean the absolute world to somebody. All right, Gibbler, I guess without further ado, we will talk to them all next time.
After 2 beers.